We are live. This is the time to get Ethereum before it goes to 1800, and it's the time to get the AI coins and metaverse coins, Render, JASMY, Fetch.ai, right? HBAR, Optimism, and the Graph on a dip. Want to see the charts? Stay here. Want to see the most unique take on the news, including a Fed decision to keep crypto out of banking? Don't go anywhere. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. And if the content works for you, hit the like button. We're trying to get to a record of 300 likes. So if you're in here, hit the like button. Okay, let's welcome who's on the stream here. We have Wrong Again first. Welcome. Duilo is here. We have Ashton, Bull Runner. It's crypto time from Port Baltimore. Ace video editor and NFT analyst Sleazy Minx is here. Robin, here we go again. JP Stanley, AZ, Brody, what's up? Andre with the notorious love. Shizzy L is here, right? Phoenix, Richard Barry from Augusta, Georgia. Carpe Diem is in the house. Liking the market update. We appreciate that. Crypto Path, right? Jason, welcome. Can I do some TA on Hex? Let me just write it down and we'll try to rock it. Yes, Messier style Rangers gear. Yes. Yes. Steve J is here. Chris. Jazz Gill, welcome. Lotmo Crypto. Reverend Flashback. Love from Germany and Spain. All right. News. Let's go. White House says blog post on Nord Stream explosion utterly false. Apparently, an investigative journalist has revealed that the United States blew up the gas pipeline between Russia and Europe, causing a dramatic fall in Russia's energy revenues. Just a reminder, we are at war with these people, as in the West. We are at war with Russia. Most likely, here's how the blame game goes. The U.S. supported a heavy-handed Ukrainian regime, and Russian foreign policy believes Russia cannot be a great country unless the United States is diminished. So there you have it. We're fighting these people. I think the big showdown is in September, right? Where Russia gets really aggressive or there's just an organic escalation. A lot of people are afraid of this now. I don't blame them. I think you trade it later. Here's why. America's system today, cash holdings, U.S. money market funds at its all-time high, $4 trillion sitting on the sidelines. Go back here to 2008, right? This was the great financial crisis. Everyone gets out of the market. Cash available is now reaching an all-time high. So people are selling equities and parking money at 3 or 4%, thinking that that's a good return when it's not. When the reality is tech stocks and crypto are about to explode because AI and Web3 is here. Now, this is Michael Burry. This is what the stock market looked like in 2001. He's basically telling you this time is not different by saying this time is different. Those are the four most dangerous words in the English language. Okay. Guys like this are never wrong and they're almost always early. So if you're looking for a recession and you're looking for a problem, it's September. Make money while you can, while people are still apocalyptically bearish. Federal Reserve issues new restrictions on crypto banking. The policy largely prohibits digital assets from the regulated banking environment. Well, thank God for that, right? You can't be long crypto, short the banks if the banks are in crypto. Okay. Meanwhile, the SEC says monitoring Series 7 investment advisors, Shilling crypto is a top priority. So it makes perfect sense, right? There's tons of money on the sidelines and people will be discouraged about crypto. And then Bitcoin will go to 60K and then they'll FOMO in at the top, right? In other words, the market climbs the wall of worry. The Fed's worried about it. The SEC's worried about it. No, we do not want banks blowing up, but the more they try to stop crypto from going up, the more they go with the anti-shill, the higher it is going. FTX old rival Binance is enjoying growth and dominance now that SBF is out of the way. Isn't it funny? At 16K, Binance was next to be carried out. Now Binance is kicking ass and taking names. A lot of people remember, I remember Consensus last year in Austin, where Binance was noting that they weren't buying Super Bowl ads and they weren't sponsoring Formula One racing teams. In other words, he survived because he actually ran a business. Okay, somebody is launching crypto staking for Ethereum, Cardano, and Polkadot. Hopefully the next generation will be smart about this, that we won't have a repeat of what we had last time. Let's hope so. This is the first sign that I'm seeing that somebody is actually interested in crypto. Okay, ironically, London emerges as the world's most ready city for business. The most crypto-ready city. You know what? Good. When I grew up, London was the financial capital of the world because they overlapped the European, part of the Asian, and part of the American time zones. I would love it if London was the crypto capital of the world. However, the Bank of England doesn't want you to call the digital pound Britcoin. All right. They want to disassociate from crypto. I want to be in crypto, but not really. Microsoft will let companies create their own custom versions of ChatGPT. How long do you think it's going to take before there's an announcement that ChatGPT or some form of AI is in the metaverse? Just saying. Just saying. Now, yesterday, somebody asked me about sentiment because we had the State of the Union last night. Okay. So that's when the president of the United States addresses, the American Congress or Parliament on live television. So the president of the United States really has a little bit of trouble with public speaking. He's an 80-year-old guy, so it's really debatable whether or not, guys that age, should be serving as president or dominating the whole government in terms of the age that all these guys are. Whatever. All I know is he opened his mouth and the floor price for the NFTs of a former president went to 0.58 ETH. The floor price on these was 0.19 ETH. When the New York Magazine ran this cover on December 22nd, basically telling you that this individual was done. If you want to know how to analyze sentiment, you got to love magazine covers. So December 22nd, floor price 0.19 ETH, State of the Union address 0.58. A lot of people aren't asking a question as to whether or not if a business-friendly party or person starts leading in the polls for the 2024 election. No one is asking this question. Nobody. Right? And people are assuming it's all bearish all the time. It's not. Particularly in February through August. You don't have to like this guy, okay? But if you want analysis of sentiment, right? The sad, lonely run. It's over, right? Okay. The media is never wrong about anything, ever. Ever. Like, forget who that is. Forget if you like him. It doesn't matter. If it's on the cover of a magazine, go the other way. Now, let's talk about Ethereum. This is an upward sloping range. In legacy textbooks, this is generally considered bearish. In crypto, these upward sloping ranges have generally been bullish. Let's discuss why. Switching to the PowerPoint. So once upon a time, there was a guy named Jesse Livermore with a book. No, I'm sorry, with a chart book. His chart book was a notebook in his pocket, okay, where he detailed formations that led to large moves, or, you know, his general trading strategy. He was featured in a book called Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, right? Basically the most famous trading book ever. Jesse Livermore was in the early 20th century, right, with William Gann and a lot of other these all-star TA guys from way back when. And I have discovered that their work works spectacularly in crypto. So the accumulation cone, right? Whoops. It's basically you bounce upwards in a diagonal range called upward accumulation. He calls it an accumulation cylinder. And then after you get done with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points, boom, it goes. It just goes. Now, this is not perfect, but I think it's pretty close. And if you get a dip in ETH, I mean, today feels like a gift. Like yesterday, I said, all these coins up 20%, unload, move to ETH. ETH's down 1%, who cares? ETH's down 3%, who cares? Right? When this thing turns around and takes out 1,700, there's a lot of Gann work and this work that would suggest that it's gone. So once you get the breakout, it's just going to go. Okay, so let's see who else we got here. We got Kent, up only. Arun is here. Bart Hendricks. Okay. Ashton couldn't agree more. Right? Language trainer is here. Ronnie, welcome from Belgium. Tito is here. Wolf of Crypto. What's going on? Okay. Matthias from Switzerland. Facile Technologies. Wants to look at CKB. Tito. Dale. The Sports Hobbyist. I can look at BNT. I can try to check it out. He's right on time. All right. So let's go through the rest of the PowerPoint. A record number of Americans are bearish. Is this all you need to know? Everyone's bearish on certain people. Everyone's bearish on stocks. Everyone's bearish on crypto. Everyone's bearish. How high does it have to go before everyone gets bullish? Oh. Right? Steve J, Big Rich, welcome. Cuboid from New Zealand up late. How high does it have to go before everyone gets bullish? And that's the market update. Just kidding. Okay. Ukraine headed for another showdown. It's going to get ugly over there. I'm thinking September. If it gets ugly over there and it doesn't create World War III, that's giga bullish. This is another angle I have not talked about. So I'm thinking that the anniversary of the war is February 24th. That's why I'm thinking like you go back and forth. Something goes way up, you sell, you go back to ETH. ETH goes up, you sell, you go back to the other thing. You go back and forth until that doesn't work anymore. And then somewhere in March, you get all the way out, you let the event happen, and then you come back in. And then in September or October, you get all the way out, or that's at least a roadmap for this moment. Artificial intelligence. The mania is here. We've got a couple coins. We're going to go through them. Okay. AI has basically said, you know, we're going to fix everything wrong with humanity. We're going to play God. Somebody got ChatGPT or some form of it to say that. Okay. We know this. We've all seen the Terminator movies. The book that you got to read, which I read 2 years ago, is AI Superpowers, talking about one of the most important things out there, which is how AI is going to disrupt the job market. AI is going to disrupt the job market. It's going to be awesome for big tech corporations. They're going to be able to do way more with way less people. That sucks for people who are getting laid off. But the Federal Reserve is going to have to wake up. There is no way they are going to continue to tighten with all this AI disruption of the labor force. I mean, it's here now. They're already just letting 15% go, right? Zoom did it today. 15% of the workforce, boom. And then once they integrate AI into everything that they do, they're going to do 25%. They're just going to keep doing it. My generation was told, and the generation after me was told to learn code or die. I resisted that. I suffered for it. And now those people are in trouble. Okay. Good luck writing code when a computer can write the code. This book, you got to read it. Everyone's like, oh, what's the next 100X in AI? Well, we could talk about it, but you better read this first. Also, word to the wise. If somebody's telling you they've got AI functionality in their investment or their coin, they better be telling you how much data they've got about whatever they're talking about. AI doesn't appear out of nowhere. Machines learn, and we don't exactly know how they learn. Okay, but we do know they learn, and they need tremendous amounts of data. Tremendous. So if somebody's got tremendous amounts of data, great. If they don't, it's a scam. Read the book. Where's the next 100X in artificial intelligence, in call options, in NASDAQ 100? Everybody has given up on Web 2. Web 3 is going up a lot. That goes all the way from Bitcoin to Solana to JASMY to Render. All this stuff is in a solid uptrend. But the real money could be if Web 2 converts itself over to Web 3 using AI. I mean, NASDAQ, NDX, the big tech companies are really oversold. These guys embrace Web 3. I mean, Amazon's got a partnership with Avalanche, and nobody seems to care. This is going to happen, people. The day Meta debuts a walking, talking version of ChatGPT inside its little metaverse, you're going to have price action here that's going to blow your mind. You've got time to get in on it now, just like you had time to buy Bitcoin at 17, 16, 19K. And now that it's moving, everyone's like, oh, well, I'll wait till it goes back to 20. You'll never see 20 again. You might see 20 in September, but you might see 50 first. Seriously. Gold. Central banks continue to buy gold. If you have some inflation and you've either got the Fed on its way to overdoing it or they have to slow down, they already have, this is the perfect environment for gold. All you need is one geopolitical event, and it doesn't have to be catastrophic for everybody to go, oh yeah, I'm buying the dip in gold. Matter of fact, the way this looks, it looks like central banks are buying so much gold, they may actually be trying to use certain mechanisms to hold the price down so they can get their orders filled. Don't sell gold or Bitcoin or Ethereum to a central bank. You puke out crypto, you puke out gold, you puke out GLDN, you are probably puking it out to some long-term player who's going to hodl it, and you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe I sold it there, because you won't even remember why you sold it. And that's the market update. All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. Okay. Tim Young appreciates the content. Okay. Steve J reminding everybody that ChatGPT is going into Microsoft Bing's bar, and we've received 100 messages in the chat. Thank you. Let's plow in and get 100 likes. Language Trainer says, this is a good question. Which jobs remain after the AI surge? Okay, well, if I remember what was in Kai-Fu Lee's book, he placed a lot of value on art. Art survives, right? Creativity and content, I believe, were also in there. I start improv comedy lessons tonight. Okay. Trying to stay relevant. What I've seen is like salespeople are afraid their jobs are going to go away. And people like economists and strategists are more confident that they're going to keep their jobs. Who knows? Who knows? I think there are going to be situations where people are going to want to talk to a human or hear from a human. Like, for example, in the medical field, I can see like radiology being in trouble because AI can read x-rays. I can also see, frankly, certain types of special doctors being less relevant because the AI can do the diagnostics and the care can be handled with the human that didn't have to pay $750,000 to get medical training and go into all kinds of debt. So you could actually have more healthcare workers because AI could make it more affordable to get someone who knows what they're talking about in healthcare because they'll have the AI along with it. That said, nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody. Now, what will mess you up is getting caught in either fear or hysteria over AI. Is my job going away? Everybody's job could go away. I think the story, which Kai-Fu Lee ends the book with, right? So he spends 200 pages scaring you to death. And then the last chapter is AI is actually going to make the world better. He scares you to death so much, it makes it hard to take him seriously. But I think in this particular case, in the beginning, it improves productivity. For now, it makes your life better. When it goes full Skynet, who knows? Now, how do you hedge your job, yourself, your life against AI? Well, if you can own an AI play, that's great. But naturally, you'll be shocked to know that I think the ultimate AI play is crypto. Like if Skynet took over tomorrow, what money would the world be using? What money would we be using? The dollar, the Swiss franc, the Canadian dollar, or Bitcoin, or ETH, or something else? I mean, if a computer was running the world, what money would they want to use? Maybe somebody can ask ChatGPT that and see what it says. If a computer ran the world, what money would they want to use? Okay. So language trainer says, I'm not creative. Okay. Somewhere in the world, somewhere will want to hear from a human. They'll want to hear from a human. Now, how do you translate that into what you do for a living? I don't know. Get Kai-Fu Lee's book and check it out. Even guys who code may be able to get into things like, I don't know, like NFTs. I mean, I can't possibly give advice to everybody, but I can tell you to get the book. Okay. I can tell you to get the book. And I can tell you that if something happens to your job and you own crypto at a bottom like this, the crypto might protect you from whatever happens in the future. Okay, so we have an answer from ChatGPT. I haven't read it all, but I'm just gonna take a flyer and read it on the air. So if computer ran the world, what currency would it use? If computers were running the world, they might not use currency in the traditional sense, as they are able to handle complex financial transactions and exchange of value in a digital format. Instead, they could use digital or virtual currencies such as cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum, or a new form of currency that is specifically designed for computer systems. The exact currency used would likely depend on specific goals and design of the computer system running the world, as well as the needs and preferences of the entities and individuals using it. Which brings me to a really fascinating point, well done by our producer, to a fascinating point that the 100x AI coin maybe hasn't been invented yet. It may be on the market, but it maybe hasn't been invented yet. Because maybe some computer system is going to design something. Now, of course, You know which computer system that is, don't you? Twitter, right? Elon launches Twitter, fires 90% of the people, keeps it up online, takes over the world narrative, and then he either runs for president or he gets Twitter moving as a payment network. Right now, Elon works 7 days a week. I think if he was president, he would actually get more rest than he does now. Twitter coin. It's got to be Twitter coin, man. Either Twitter as a security token or Elon gets crypto payments running on Twitter. It's got to be. We got to get this chat GPT answer out on I got to get that out on Twitter. That actually, I'm not sure anybody's thought of that yet. Well, good, because I just did. That's why you watch this show, because we get stuff early. I am proud to say we were bullish in January when I was getting laughed off the air. Okay. When I was like up only, all in. Okay. Render. So basically what I'm assuming from here on out is that we're in like a super trend in anything metaverse infrastructure related or anything that's at least had AI going prior to this. Got it. Okay. All right. We are working to get this out on Twitter. Here is Render. Support at $1.66. So again, you get it. This is 90-minute chart. So for all the TA fans out there, we're shrinking the time frame. We're going to a 90-minute chart. You get a 13 top. It goes straight up. You get out. You go back to ETH. Comes back down, right? $1.66. So from $2.15 to $1.66, that's a pretty good dip. You got a nice 9 bottom. I think that's your dip in Render. JASMY, much of the same thing. You get the 9 bottom, right? And it just resumes. Just keep in mind in stuff like JASMY, if this is in fact an AI play, it's been around, it's on Coinbase, and it's the bigger the base, the higher in the space. So if you can't figure out an AI play, try that. Okay. Fetch.ai, same thing. 9 bottom, up. 13 top, rolls over. This was ugly here, right? This is what I'm saying. When you get these God candles in these things and you get people FOMOing in at the top, this is no bueno. It goes way up, go to ETH. Goes back down, go back into the altcoins. Okay, Hedera. Okay, hasn't really corrected yet. You may still get a correction. Or this dip here is the dip. If this is a super trend, right? Sometimes in DeMark, you get the best dips on a 4 count. DeMark counts as sets of conditions. There's 1 through 9 for setup, the beginning part of a trend or a range, right? So when you get the 4th set of conditions, that's the dip. Not clear whether that's the case, but again, a lot of this stuff getting smacked. Optimism getting smacked, right? A lot of people who bought Optimism, right, above 275 are currently getting pressured. So it looks like they're running the stops right now. This thing was up at 325. You know, like this is a 90-minute chart. Like, you know, this is like it goes range, top, down only. Red means green. The graph, same thing, right? Up only, right? This is a wave 4. There's going to be a wave 5. My guess is you got to get in on a red day. So that's Render, JASMY, Fetch, Hedera, Optimism, and the graph. Just, you know, you can trade in and out of them, or you can just get involved on dips. Don't say that, you know, there were no dips. There definitely are dips. You got one right now. Okay. You know, you have XYO, IOTX. Okay. These are like Internet of Things plays. Again, you know, IOTX, 90-minute chart. everything gets slammed and then it comes right back. It's not perfect, but you don't want to buy these things up 25%. You don't. Okay, IMX. We were looking at this yesterday. Okay, I'll come back to IMX. Okay. Somebody's looking at Decentraland. Again. So skyrockets up 70 to 80 cents, back to 74 cents, still inside of like its own little accumulation cone. The day somebody, I don't think I'm having connection problems. I hope not. Okay. So if the video sucks, let me turn down the video quality. See if that gives you some better streaming. All right. Somebody reminding me that Elon cannot be president. Okay. No problem. All right. He's basically telling everybody what to do on Twitter anyway. And they said, I got some lagging going on. Okay. Let's take. Okay. So Decentraland, 9 bottom on the dip. Okay. Engine. Right. Rose. Oh, I saw that up today. That's a coin from the last cycle. Yeah, man. I'm guessing God candle coming, right? From 5 cents to 7 cents. And this has done nothing but go up. Right? You get, I mean, actually, man, this looks really bullish because you get the 9 top, you get the classic correction, and then they're after it on the dip. So whatever this is, I remember this. I remember we had guys who liked this at my old company. This could go up a lot. And of course, okay, Rudy's got the video good in Houston. When you get stuff like this, I mean, yeah, you're like, oh, it's overbought. I can't do it. Blah, blah, blah. Look, people, listen. The bigger the base, the higher into space. Right? It's just that it's that simple. And that's why, we're going to 90-minute charts, because really this is about, okay, it's up 20%, rotate out, it goes down by the dip. ETH goes to if ETH goes to 1800, where are some of these coins going to be? So Vulcan is still doing its dip. So maybe that's got another day to go down before you see buyers, right? Something like that. Wrong again says Optimism is approaching oversold levels on a 4-hour chart. Definitely possible. Okay. EWT with its God candle today. Somebody mentioning that in the stream. Again, these things are like totally destroyed. And sometimes if you're looking to get involved, these dips, these things where it wicks up and comes off the high. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this in front of 413. But if it's got a fundamental case, I have to leave that in your capable hands. You sell the God candles and you buy the dips. Okay. Polkadot. You got whoever is running this in some hot water. So I don't know if that's going to dampen enthusiasm, or at least that's what I've heard. Okay. You have a 13 top and it looks like rallies are getting sold. What I would like to see is for the next dip to get bought and have this thing turn around. So Polkadot has been paying you to buy dips subtly. Like every time it's down, it'll stop, it'll turn around and go back up. So you got 3 down days and then it's stalled. I'm guessing you can still grab it on the dip, even though it's not exactly in vogue right now. Okay, UFO Gaming. saw Wendy O taking a bow on either Twitter or YouTube for being in the blockchain gaming space early. I mean, has anybody even talked about what happens when you start integrating AI into gaming? I mean, has that even been discussed? Okay, so every time UFO tries to get into its FTX zone, as I call it, people are selling it. Okay, it's this simple. These type of formations, I think, are constructive. These are the Livermore upward accumulation cones. And when it's down only, you buy it. Right? When stuff is up only, you liquidate, and then it's down only, you buy it, and then one time you'll buy it when it's down only, and the whole thing will just go. Okay? Steve J says, ETH looks better. ETH looks unbelievable. I mean, we have not seen anything approaching the God candle in ETH at all. At all. I mean, people are going to be like, hey, this AI thing could help Web3. Man, when that happens, it's gone. Right? And then they'll do that trade, and then they'll switch back to Bitcoin. Right? It's going to be Bitcoin summer, and it's going to be like DeFi, ETH, AI, metaverse spring. Okay. Solana, you actually have a 13 bottom. Don't have anything spectacular going on the upside. It would be a gift if you got it down at 22. That would be fantastic. Okay. Solana is getting bought pretty much every time it goes down like 3 days in a row. It's getting bought. Everyone hates Solana. Here's why you should not hate Solana. If this is wave one, like it's plain as day, that's wave one and that's wave two, and the bottom of wave two is already in, according to the DeMark work, that leads to wave three. And wave three is a lot of gratification for people on the upside. Again, everyone's like, oh, well, this is overbought. That's what they were saying about NEAR. Right? This is what happens when you get a three wave going. The idea of a dip in a three wave is it rallies and then it comes off, retests the prior high. We were talking about this yesterday as a candidate to rotate into when you come out of the small coins. Active portfolio management is going to be required. And one day you'll rotate into something and it will just go. Right? One day people will just get frustrated and say, oh, shit, I missed the dip. Or I missed all the dips. All the dips. Right? Like Avalanche. Like, how many dips is this thing giving you to get in? Right? Here was the Amazon announcement, and then they've unwound most of the Amazon announcement. I mean, they're begging it. They're begging you to take it off their hands. Right? And this is the same type of wave count, except it's on like an intraday chart, right? This is a one wave on Amazon. Okay. This is a one wave, on Avalanche. Then it drops on the two wave and the three waves next. And you get a three wave up in Amazon. The wave one was 18 to 23. I mean, you're minimum looking at a new high. And if you go back over here, if you have ETH at 1,800 and Avalanche just took out the previous fourth wave at $20, it's already confirmed that the downtrend is over. So the second this thing goes back above $20 or $20.61, it's just going to go. Look at the size of this base. Avalanche actually died on Celsius. I mean, is this not the bigger the base, the higher in the space? Or do I need to buy a new TA book? Forget about it. Okay, AAVE. I'm interested in this. I'm interested in this. Like something from DeFi is trying to come back. Okay, there's a 13 top and it's not backing off. Yesterday, I was not sure if I wanted to buy just underneath resistance. I saw a down day today and nothing's backing off. So I'm feeling frisky. Okay, you could be talking about 4 more up weeks in AAVE, and there is nothing here but blue sky. Like there is nothing here that looks like it wants to stop this thing. Nothing. Okay, Tito encouraging everybody to smash the like button. Somebody said, think about the Solana phone. Exactly. Like they did a big splashy announcement about that. Solana issues you a phone. You have to pay $1,000 for the phone, but they start airdropping you Solana ecosystem coins and NFTs in an up market. People are going to go get the Solana phone. Okay. You had everybody. I remember back in the day that, nobody was going to buy iPhone because BlackBerry was going to take over the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, you want to fade all of these consensus ideas. The consensus idea was that Solana was dead. And again, I got to give her props. Wendy O called the low in Solana at 9. I saw that. I saw her say, I'm buying Solana at 9. And I was like, you know what? I'm turning the whole analytical ship around. And this is going up only. Lee wants to know if SPX is going to come down and test a major uptrend line. I'm not entirely sure what uptrend line. I can take a look. Okay, I think the trend line that SPX is attacking is basically at 4,000. This is 89-minute. Sorry. Okay, so looking at SPX, that looks like what we're looking at. This is weekly. I'll give you a new angle on SPX. If S&P and stocks do not go down in February or March, like, March can be kind of iffy for stocks, like the big low in 2009 was in March. That's when the final puke happened. So if the dip in February or March in equities is like a mini dip, Katie bar the door. Forget about it. It's going up. I couldn't go along with Bloomberg Magazine telling you with the DXY at 111 that the dollar was going up forever. Okay. I cannot go along with New York Magazine. I cannot go along with this. It doesn't matter whether I like this guy or don't like this guy. It doesn't matter. I can't do it. So everyone is bearish. Are you going to retest? Could there be some sort of retest? Maybe. You got a lot of people looking for dips. This AI thing is going to help corporate productivity. It's a question of time before investment banking research units have to start writing reports, and companies, right, just like with the blockchain craze, just like with the .com craze, everybody is going to have to explain to their shareholders what they are doing with AI to improve their business. Okay. Someone's asking about yearn. I didn't think DeFi could rise for the dead. And then the other day I watched the DeFi perp contract go up 4%. Yearn's got support at 76.54. Yearn has not been able to stay below this point. So in my experience with crypto, when they can make square ranges, that can be constructive. I'm not sure if that range is square or not. So right now, I don't think anything exciting is happening in yearn. Like if I look at a 90-minute chart, it's what we've been focusing on. There's decent support here. So lean on decent support, whatever it is you want to do. Okay. So yes, this could be this whole upward sloping action. Like every single altcoin looks like this, where there's this like accumulation cone going on, right? Like no matter what you look like, it looks like this stuff can coil and then go. Coil and go. Okay. Now, here's one thing I want to just end with. When you start seeing old school stuff like this work, right? So here's the accumulation cone from Livermore's journal. If this works in ETH, it's going to work across the board. Here's the plan. Something goes up 25% in one day, you rotate back to ETH. ETH goes up 10%, then you turn around and you buy the dip in whatever you're doing, whether that happens before or after ETH goes up. Most likely, the way this looks is that ETH, you're just going to wake up one day and ETH is going to be gone. And ETH might take the whole space with it, which again emphasizes you want to be buying dips. And if this is what's happening in ETH, what's going on now in ETH is equivalent to what happened in Bitcoin below 20K. It's giving you time to get in, and everybody spends too much time saying either I missed it or they're looking for an AI coin when the AI coin is either out there already, that's Fetch, JASMY, Hedera, whatever, or they should be buying Web3 infrastructure. Those are the AI coins. Not to mention the NDX stocks, QQQ, not investment advice. This is telling you that you're right on time. If you're getting long inside the cone, because once it goes, it's going to be tough to find trade location. That's it for today. This is the market update. I will see you tomorrow.